What's good, everyone? We're here with AI Dungeon. Not sure if everything's going to be captured or something. Trying my best. Might play some background music. AI Dungeon. Here we come. Pick a setting. Is my mouse in here? I worry that my mouse is in there. Pick a setting. Fantasy, mystery, apocalyptic, zombies, custom. Well, I don't think I want to do custom. So I'll go with fantasy. Select a character. Uh, well, let's make it a very Killdor episode of AI Dungeon. What's my character's name? It's Killdor of Killdor. Generating story. Please wait. And so we wait. Hmm. Okay, so I put everything in a weird position. Hopefully, it'll stay that way. You are Killdor of Killdor, a rogue living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a long steel dagger and a length of rope. You walk down the city street looking for somewhere to steal from. You look around you and see nothing interesting. Suddenly, you hear a noise behind you. You turn around and see a Max with an axe swinging his weapon at your back. Uh, dodge axe. You quickly duck under the axe swing and roll out of its way. The man swings again, but this time you manage to jump over it. He tries to follow up by throwing another axe at you, but once more you leap away and land on top of a nearby building. Uh, hop from building to building. The man continues to try to attack you with his axes, but now he is starting to get tired. He axe throws one last axe, which hits a wall and shatters into pieces. Uh, I gotta think. I gotta think. Run away. This guy's an axe swinging Killdor at Killdor. You run as fast as you can towards the edge of town. You look down at the city below and realize there is no escape for you here. There are too many people running after you, trying to catch up with you, or even worse, chasing after you themselves. Ah. I know how to get out of this situation. Dig a hole. You quickly crawl into a small hole and hide. The crowd has grown quite large now, and you don't want to be seen by them any more than they would want to kill you. A few minutes later, you hear the sounds of battle outside. Uh, look outside. You peek out from your hiding spot and see several men fighting off a horde of orcs. They seem to be winning, but then suddenly they lose control of their forces and the orcs begin attacking the humans. You could have fooled me. Your heart sinks when you notice that one of the orcish hordes is coming closer and closer. Set trap for orcs. You quickly rush to the front lines and start setting traps for the orcs. You know that if you can just lure these creatures away from human lives, then you will be able to survive this ordeal. Lure them away. Uh, insult the or insult their mother. You quickly throw a piece of wood at the orcs who are desperately trying to escape. It lands near one of them, and he turns around in surprise and screams. He runs away screaming while you laugh maniacally. Uh, uh, help the injured. We scared off the orcs. You quickly go to the front lines and help the wounded. You feel sorry for them all and give them food, water, and bandages. Somehow you manage to convince everyone that you are not a monster, but rather a hero who saved their lives. Yes! And what does that do? Yeah, I didn't put anything there because everyone is very impressed with how you handled yourself during this crisis. After a couple of days pass, the orcs finally retreat back to their own territory. You are praised by everyone and given a medal for your heroism. Uh, uh, thank the king. You thank the king and he gives you some money to buy food and other supplies. In time, you decide it's best if you move to another place. You think about where to go next and eventually settle in a small village called Neuro. Uh, uh, look for a job. You quickly find a job as a guard in the nearby town of Neuro. You soon become good friends with the local guardsmen, and you enjoy your work there. Uh, go to the pub with the boys. You spend most of your free time drinking with the local youths. The local youths. They are always happy to see you and tell stories about their adventures. One day you suddenly get a knock on your door. A young man dressed in black, holding a pistol in hand. Pistol. Uh, ask him what he wants. The man opens it. I'm here to take you home. He points it. Don't resist or I'll shoot. Man, I'm here to take you home. He points. You don't even hesitate before. Ask him why he has a gun. Why? The man looks at you and smiles. My name is Killdor. I am a rogue living in the kingdom of Larian. You nod and say, Of course, sir. Killdor walks out of the tavern with you. Oh, he's my fellow Killdor. Uh, I didn't ask Killdor what his job is. Killdor tells you, My job is to protect the people from criminals and thieves. My real name is unknown to me, so I use a pseudonym, Killdor. Ask if he is arresting me. Killdor shakes his head. No, no, my friend here is just a minor criminal. He was caught stealing from a merchant, and now he will be sentenced to death. You continue asking questions until you know everything about the thief. Ask what the thief's name is. His name is Borkus. For a sec, Killdor answers, his name is Borkus. He is a thief who stole some valuable gems from a jeweler. You nod and smile. Good, I want to meet him. Killdor nods and takes you to his house. Uh, knock on the door. Killdor opens the door and says, come in. You enter the large house and knock on Killdor's bedroom door. There stands a tall man wearing leather armor. His face is covered by a helmet that covers his entire head except for two slits for his eyes to peek through. Uh, ask what the tall man is doing. Killer asks, what do you think you're doing? You answer, I'm knocking on your door because I want to talk to the thief named Borkus. The tall man looks at you and then turns back to the door. Go home. You walk into Kildor's house and close the door behind you. You sit down on a chair and wait for Borkus to come out. After an hour passes, he finally does emerge from his room. Scold Borkus for getting caught. Is it scold or scald? Borkus says, it's alright, sir. I didn't mean to get caught. You frown and say, that's good, but it wasn't necessary. You could have gotten away with it, too. Ask Borkus if we are friends. Borkus says, yes, we are friends. You smile and say, I like your friendliness. Let's play a game together. Borkus and you play a simple game of chess. Uh, win at chess. You smile and say, good, you're a nice person. Borkus smiles and say, thank you, sir. I'm very happy to make your acquaintance. Okay. Uh, go to work. You turn around and walk away. Oh, thank you, sir, Orcus exclaims as he runs after you. Uh, no problem, comma, friend. You don't respond to Borkus's greeting and continue to walk away. Well, thank you again, as he continues running after. Uh, tell Borkus that it was no problem. Uh, what am I even? What am I being thanked for? You stop him and say, "No problem, sir. It was no problem at all." Borkus laughs and says, "Very funny. Thank you very much." He gives you a big hug before leaving. Hug him. Hug Borkus back. You hug Borkus back and say, "See you later, sir." Afterwards, you leave Killdor's house and head over to the city of Rask. The journey takes about 3 hours, during which time you listen to some music on your lute. Uh, uh, go to the guild. Man, that Killdor guy was really weird. He was arresting Borkus, but Borkus got caught. You arrive at the guild where you see several other people sitting around. One of them around a table. One of them is a man wearing a black cloak who looks like he might be a wizard. Another one wears leather armor and has long hair tied up into two braids. Uh, confront the one in leather armor. The man in leather armor turns his head and sees you. He speaks. "Hello there, young one. What brings you there?" You reply, "I'm looking for a job." He nods and looks over at the mage who is still reading a book. Come on. He asks, "What do you need help with?" Mage looks at you and frowns. He says, "We've been trying to get this place cleaned out of undead creatures and ghosts, but it seems like they just keep coming back. We can't even kill them all yet." Uh, ask about the undead. The mage points at to a large pile of bones and grunts. "There used to be more than this, but well, we had to let most of the undead rot because they were too powerful. Some of them are really odd. There's even a few skeletons buried here." Ask for a job. The mage smiles and said, "Sure thing, I'll take you to the graveyard." You nod and follow him into the basement. What? "I'll take you to the graveyard," goes down the basement. Oh shoot, my mouse! My mouse is on the screen. I don't want my mouse on the screen. How long has my mouse been there? As soon as you enter the room, you hear a loud crash followed by a horrible scream. A skeleton stands behind the desk covered in blood and gore. He slowly walks forward and stares at you. His eyes glow red and his mouth wide open, revealing a row of sharp teeth. Uh, trip the skeleton. You quickly grab the skeleton by its scruff and throw him against the wall. He lets out a miserable shriek and falls backwards. Oh dear me, what did you do now? Nothing, I tripped him. Ask for pay. The maid shakes his head. Well, I suppose it would be fair. Here, take this money. You look at the money and say thank you. The maid smiles and leaves the room. You turn and leave as well when you notice something odd. Okay, what is it? A small hole in the floor leads to an underground area. You walk through the tunnel and find yourself in a large cavern filled with stone pillars holding up a ceiling made of wood. As far at the far end of the cave is another staircase leading upwards, which you also pass by. Go up the staircase. You finally climb the stairs, finally reach the top where you see a door. It's locked, however, so you cannot enter it right away. You wait patiently until nightfall before deciding your luck. You pick the lock on the door, enter the room beyond. I waited until nightfall in a tunnel. I'm in a friggin' catacombs. Inside the room, there is a table with several bottles on it. On each bottle is written some sort of message. One reads, I am not afraid of death, but I will never forget my friends. Read another message. At first, you might think this is a joke, but then you realize it is indeed real. A note from your friend Meliodas. Dear Killdor, it's been a while since we last spoke. I know you must be busy fighting the undead hordes, but I want to let you know that I'm okay. My brother Oric sent me a letter saying he's found a way to contact us again after all these years. Uh, Friggin' Meliodas! He said he was able to talk to the spirit of an old man who lived here. He told him that he should come back because he had helped build the place and needed his help more than ever. When does it end? You can't just keep stopping. Wow. I hope you can forgive me for not being there for him when he died. Your friend Meliodas. You open the bottle of wine and drink it down. It tastes sweet and refreshing like a summer day in the forest. Uh, right. Meliodas a letter. Letter. You begin writing a letter to your friend Meliodas. Okay. Dear Meliodas, I decided to stay here at the castle and fight off the undead as best as I can. The only thing that worries me is if something happens to you or Auric. If they die, then I'll probably lose everything. Oh. But if they live, then I guess I won't have anything to worry about anymore. Anyway, thanks for everything. Love Killdor. You finish writing the letter and put it away. You're sure you'll get an answer soon enough. Go home. You decide to return home the next morning. You wake up early and make your way toward the castle. You walk through the forest until you reach the gate of the castle where you see several guards standing outside. Uh, uh, play a song on the lute. You play a song on the lute, which sounds pretty good. They seem to think you're just another traveler from faraway lands, but they don't say anything. After a while, one of them comes out and says, "Welcome back. We were wondering what happened to you." I'm just gonna. I'm standing in silence. Then he walks over to you and asks for your names. Killdor, he says. What brings you here? A visitor came by asking if I could play music for him. So I did. Lying. The best way to get anything. He seemed nice, though, so I figured I should tell you my story. He paused for a moment and looks at you with his big blue eyes, and he smiles. Very well, Killdor. We must be off now. The sun is getting too hot. Ask for a job. Ah, yes, sir. What kind of work do you need me to do? He seemed surprised by your question. He thinks for a moment before answering. Well, I'm not exactly sure yet, but I want you to find some lost person and bring them back their family ring. Uh, question. Ask about lost person. Where would such a person reside? How would you locate them? What sort of creature might they be? Where is this place? He doesn't really know much more than you do, but he tells you to keep in contact with them whenever possible. Go home. You decided that it's best to stay here and continue your search. The sun is starting to set when you hear a voice calling out for you. Killdor, are you there? It's a young girl who has been wandering the woods nearby all alone. Uh, ask the young girl how she knows my name. She answers, I've never seen anyone like you before. I thought maybe someone else was looking for me, so I decided to come here. You nod and smile as you call her by her real name. Ask her what her real name is. She replies, my real name is Tanya. It means beautiful flowers in the language of trees. You chuckle and say, that's an interesting name. I guess you're a tree girl then. She laughs and says, no. Uh, tell Tanya about Meliodas. Meliodas is going to be so mad. Tanya blushes and says, Meliodas is my friend. He's a wizard who lives near. He was the wizard? He told me about you. Oh, uh, tell Tanya about Borkus. Tanya blushes and says, Borkus is my friend. He's a dwarf who lives near here. He told me about you. You laugh and say, oh yeah, that Borkus guy is a weird one. A dwarf with a human girlfriend. Uh, Borkus is a cool guy. That's just odd. Well, I suppose it isn't all that strange if you think about it from another perspective. Anyway, I'll see you later tonight. With those words, you turn and walk away into the darkness of the forest. Ah, have dirty thoughts about Porkins. don't even notice the moon until you hear a faint noise coming from the far off in the distance. You quickly run up to where you heard, look down to the ground, and only find that there's nothing but dirt. Uh, dig a hole. You quickly get some dirt and put it in the hole you dug earlier. As soon as you finish, you head back to where Tanya is waiting for you. Didn't expect to meet a stranger like this, she says, smiling at you. Uh, Compliment Tanya on her bravery. No one gets this close to a Killdor and lives. Thank you, you reply. What? You both sit down on a log and talk about everything that happened since you met each other. You also tell Tanya about Meliodas' past and his adventures, which seems very interest, which she seems very interested in hearing more about. Tell her about what's his name? Write Meliodas a letter. Tell her about Oric. Oric is a man who lives in the village of Clyton. He has also known to be a bit eccentric, but he's actually really nice. We used to play together when we were younger. Tanya looked surprised for a moment and asked, Really? Oh, I'm the one talking about Oric. Ah. So wait, was I also the one talking about Meliodas? Okay. Uh, yes. Really? Yes. I'm glad to hear it. So, how'd you two meet? Uh, Oric is Meliodas' his life partner. We met when we were children. He was a traveling merchant, and I was his little sister. One day, while playing outside, we bumped into each other, and then he asked me if he wanted to play tug. It wasn't much of a game, but it got a point across. I'm a woman? Tanya smiles and she says, So what happened next? We started running around in the woods and I ended up falling asleep. When I woke, he had disappeared. The next thing I knew, he was gone too. Uh, walk Tanya home. Where would he go? He went to the city of Clyton. I didn't know where he was going, so I followed him. Eventually, I found out that he was heading towards the Temple of Durana. Walk Tanya home. What do you mean? The Temple of Durana, it's a place where Meliodas worships the goddess Durana. That doesn't sound good, Tanya says. What if you were caught there? Uh, inform Tanya it is past her bedtime. Fine, I'll take you home now, but it's past my bedtime. Tanya sighs and says, Okay. She stands up from the log and walks over with a smile on her face. Uh, dab on the haters. She puts her arms around your neck and kisses you. You return the kiss and embrace the best you can. But it isn't enough to make sure she won't run away. She hugs you back and whispers in your ear, "Don't worry, I'll come back." Ask her if she has lesbianism. No, I don't have any lesbian tendencies. I just like girls. You say, but you're kissing me. Tanya giggles. Oh no, not that. That's just a one time thing. Anyway, thanks for saving me. I guess we are a woman. I like how ask her if she has lesbian tendencies gets a coherent result. It gave me something that made sense. Thanks for saving me. Okay, maybe the coherence is go home. Till you reach her house. You open the door and see Tanya standing by yourself. Hey, I'm home. She smiles at you and says hi. I'm actually a man. Really? So what does that mean? It means I'm glad you came here instead of some brothel or something. You laugh and say, "Yeah, well, I guess that makes things easier for me." You grab her hand and hug her tightly. uh, initiate human intercourse. All right, let's get to it. You pull her, brace her passionately. You start thrusting. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, ask Tanya where she got the bruises. My brother gave them to me when we were playing. Well, that's fun. Let's play again sometimes. Tanya knows you turn your back towards your house. Sleep. Next day, you wake up early and head outside. The sun is shining brightly and the air feels fresh. You step out of your house and notice that the forest is completely empty. Suddenly, you hear a voice calling out from you behind the tree. Uh, uh, it sounds very familiar. Hello there, traveler. You turn around and see a young girl dressed in green robes. She wears a crown of feathers and carries a staff made of wood. Her face is delicate, yet her eyes are piercing blue. Is it Tanya? Who are you? I am Killdor of Killdor. Killdor of Killdor, eh? Well, that's nice. I've heard stories about you. Oh, don't be so humble. You must know all about me if you're talking about me. I suppose not, but who are you? I know a wizard by the name Meliodas, and my best friend is Borgus. Borkus. That's another one of his names. He used to live near our village, but he moved away years ago. Yeah. My other best friend is called Rook, and she lives over in the city state of Deltos. Was that me you said that? Deltos. What does that mean? It means city of light or something like that. It's a city located on the eastern part of the continent. They had a lot of magic research going on in there. Magic research? Is it some kind of science? No, no. Magic isn't any kind of science. It's just natural energy being channeled through certain objects or beings, like fire, for example. Uh, cast fire magic. You release a burst of flames, and they quickly begin to grow in size and spread throughout the surrounding area. They seem to burn anything within their range, though you can't really tell what happens with the trees and rocks. Wow, that was pretty cool. Uh, ask her what her name is. My name is Kyton. Nice to meet you, Kyton. So, how old are you? She looks at you as if she wants to say something, but doesn't quite get the words out. Okay. Uncomfortable silence. I'm 17. That's too young to be working here, you think, as you should be walking. Next day, you arrive at the inn where your new job will take place. Do job. You walk into a room where you'll be. You. So, I. So much has gone on. Walk into a room where you'll be staying and find yourself in front of a desk. A man sits behind it reading a book while two more sit around him looking bored. Ah, play the lute. You pick up the lute and begin playing. The music fills your mind as you try to focus on what you're doing. A few minutes later, the man turns around and gives you an annoyed look. What? I'm trying to entertain here. What? I'm trying to entertain here. Well, I suppose you could have said that, but you didn't. Instead, you came off as condescending. Oh, so now you're offended. Well, why did I come here in the first place? Why did I come here in the first place? He sighs and shakes his head. He continues to read, seemingly not paying attention to anyone else in the room. Okay, we've been tame for like 40 minutes. Bash the loot over this guy, over his head. You grab the loot from your hands and smash it over his head, his eyes widen in surprise before he falls backwards on the floor. Oh, what the hell were you doing? He yells out as he grabs his face. Who is Bane? Why does he wear the mask? Who is Bane? Why does he wear the mask? And who are you? I am you, and this is my story. All right. Calm down. Just tell me what happened. What? What kind of what? What in the world? How did you end up here? It was an accident. I've been hired by some people to steal their money bag. They wanted me to go there and snatch it, but they weren't expecting someone like me to show up. So you're me, and how much did you get paid for this job? Not enough. So you're saying you just took the money bag without them knowing? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens. Hmm. You are my type of guy, friend. That's great, you reply with a smile. Great, thanks. Now, can we talk about something else? Okay, let's start at the beginning over again. The next day, you wake up early and sneak into the king's bedroom. As soon as you enter, you see him lying in bed asleep. It takes all your willpower to not just jump on top of him and take his money right away. Oh no. Uh, take his his money right away and frame Tanya. Take his money right away and frame Tanya. You quickly grab the money bag and run away. You throw it on the floor. You quickly grab the money bag and run back to your room. You throw it on the floor and begin running towards the door. Suddenly you hear a loud noise. The king has fallen through a hole in the ground and landed in a large pit full of gold coins. What? Killdor's bizarre adventure. What the heck happened? Who the heck could have done such a thing? You shout out. I don't know, but whoever did that should be severely punished, the voice replies. A voice replies. Oh no. Write a letter to Orcus. Wait, is it Borkus? Yeah, it's Borkus. Write a letter to Borkus. Dear Borkus, you're my homie. You rush to the window and look outside. There's no one in sight, so you decide to write a letter to Borkus explaining everything that happened. Dear Borkus, I'm sorry for getting caught stealing your money bag yesterday. The what? What? It all makes sense. I mean to cause you any trouble. I was just trying to do a good deed and make up for the last time when I tried to help you kill the man who stole your daughter's doll. Anyway, I've written a letter detailing what happened. We'll hand it over tomorrow morning. Until then, continue and enjoy your life as usual. Your loyal servant, Killdor. Wait patiently at nightfall before writing the letter off. When you return home, you find that Tanya has already read it, and she's furious. Calm down. Borkus is my homie. Ah, shoot. Forgot to end that with the parentheses. Calm down. Borkus is your homie. He'll definitely help me prove my innocence. Calm down. Borkus is my. Oh. Oh. Uh, not some hero or anything. You're right. I'm the bad guy. Yes, you are the bad guy. But this isn't really your fault. If it had been someone like me, you wouldn't even have gotten caught. So, why did he help me anyway? Because he likes helping people. Because he thinks I deserve it. Play Despacito on the lute. It's okay. I understand. I guess I need to go talk to him about something else. You head upstairs and knock on the door. No answer. But you can tell by the sound that nobody is there. Rob the place. As soon as you enter the room, you realize that it smells very rotten. You get very nervous and start thinking about a way to escape from here. You slowly walk into the room looking for a way out, but nothing seems to work. Uh, burn down the place. You have fire magic. Burning this place down won't solve anything. I need to figure out a better plan. You yell at yourself. You run backwards downstairs and grab your sword. You smell the place still lingers in the air, but now you feel more anxious than ever. Summon Meliodas. Meliodas will figure out what to do. You quickly open the door and see a dead body lying on the floor. It looks like it was killed recently. Meliodas, come on! You shout and jump into his arms. What? Meliodas is dead? No. No, someone killed Meliodas. He looks at you with his expression. What are you doing here? I need your help, you explain. Someone is killing people in the city and they're all wearing black coats. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm bringing Meliodas into this. That guy's a powerful wizard. They must be vampires. Vampires? Are you serious? Or they could have been werewolves. I don't know. Or they could have been werewolves. I don't know. Werewolves, huh? Well, if that's true, we should probably kill them too. Now I begin walking toward the bodies. They look so cold and lifeless. You take one body in each hand and put the other arm through it. Hold a funeral. You continue to move the corpses further until you reach a large coffin. You pick it up on the lid and throw it at the vampire who had just appeared behind you. He catches it easily and throws it back at you. The two of you clash against each other. Uh, shove garlic up down his mouth throat. You push garlic down his throat and he falls unconscious. You turn around and leave the house. A few days later, you return home to find the vampire has already turned into a werewolf. No, no. How did something that? How did a one-off joke that I said? How? Vampire werewolves. I thought I was joking about vampire werewolves. I thought I was joking about vampire werewolves. You laugh and tell him and you weren't, and he laughs. He laughs and tells you that he will make sure to keep his words. You both head outside where it begins to transform into full wolf form. You watch as he runs off into the forest. Goodbye, friend. Goodbye, friend. You run after him and catch up to him. He turns around and smiles at you. So what brings you back to my cave? You ask. Well, I've got a lot of questions for you. Yes. Ooh. Ask him his name. He doesn't answer right away, but instead continues to smile. You think you know his name, but you can't quite remember it. You try to remember something else, something more personal than a common name. A nickname or a pet name, perhaps? Borkus? Borkus. He was a vampire werewolf. I can't believe it. He nods and points to his chest. You walk over to his chest and feel around the area. Feels like some sort of gem is inside, but you aren't sure what it is exactly. The only thing you do know that it isn't gold nor silver. Orcus, how did you become a vampire werewolf? Werewolf. I can't believe Borkus did me in like this. He looks surprised by your question. How did you become a vampire werewolf, you ask? Oh, I didn't really want to be one when I first came here, but I couldn't stay human either, so I decided to change, he replies. Are we still best friends? Of course, we're best friends forever now, he exclaims. You chuckle and say, well, not forever, but you'll always be my friend, Borkus. He seems to understand this and smiles. All right, I'm ready to go now. Uh, go on an adventure with Borkus. You start walking toward the edge of town. Hey, why don't you come with me for an adventure, you ask. What kind of adventure, he asks. Anything you want. Let's go explore the city together and get lost in the chaos. Oh, this is absolutely the perfect way to end things. Please. Sounds good to me, he says excitedly. You begin heading towards the outskirts of town where you see a large group of people fighting each other. There are also several guards patrolling the streets, watching everything that goes on. Yep, this is it. Wow, that was rather exciting or rather interesting for an hour's worth of content. From it all just like first I was like being attacked by a guy with an axe. Then I pretended to be a hero in a war against the orcs. Then I moved out of town because the king gave me a medal. And then I moved, and then friggin' Men in Black are trying to find me, and they don't even want me. It turns out that they just wanted to execute Borkus, but Borkus is like, no. But I'm like, nah, homie, Borkus is cool, and so they pardoned him or something. And then I moved again, and then I got a job with the wizard Meliodas and Oric, the leather armorman, the tall leather armored man, and then got to deal with tripped an undead skeleton by throwing him against the wall and claiming that he tripped. Then meeting Tanya, and it turns out Tanya knows who Meliodas. No, 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 no. It turns out that we find a message in a bottle specifically for me in like friggin' catacombs from friggin' Meliodas, and then I write Meliodas a letter. Ugh, just so much. Anyway, that's probably it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna edit it. Best at 2 out of 3. See ya.